On March 13th, 2024, this channel celebrated its 4th year on YouTube.
Happy birthday!
At about the same time, or maybe a couple of weeks later, we just recently surpassed 2,000 subscribers on this channel. And I want to say thank you to each and every one of you who have subscribed and have stayed committed to watching videos on this channel. Here, very simply, we look at the past and present day status of the rookie card, all in an effort to better understand the future of this hobby icon. So I thank each and every one of you who have bought into that vision. I could not do it without you. Truth of the matter is that 2,000 subscribers is really not all that much, right? Kind of small potatoes in the grand scheme of things. However, I have done some things within that 4-year time frame that has really hurt this channel. If you remember, those of you who have been around for a while, at first I was only really doing about one video a month, maybe even one video every few weeks. But it's one of them things where there's a lot to learn to create YouTube videos. I was trying to find my voice, trying to find my purpose per se. And it was just really that season of just learning. And so that hurt me at first. And then poor production quality. I absolutely had no idea on how to work a camera, how to edit, how to do all these things that is expected of you. So all of that was a learning curve. And since I was only doing one video every 3 or 4 weeks, that kind of made the learning curve take a lot longer than it really needed. I kind of cringe many times when I see people who are binge watching my channel and they'll leave me comments on a video that I made like 3 years ago. And I'm like, oh man, please don't look at that video. But anyways, that was another thing that really hurt this channel. Also, you know, I've done a couple of things that were pretty drastic that they teach you not to do unless you're really committed to it. And that was deleting a lot of my videos that I made early on. And I mean a ton of them. I only kept ones where I basically was talking about rookie cards in particular, but anything like mail days or anything like, you know, contest response and that sort of thing, I deleted, I purged all of those videos out of my library because I just wanted to focus on rookie cards. I wanted to niche down, right? But I also changed the channel name, which is another really big blow. It's literally after about 2 years, what I've really done was I started over is basically what I did. But I changed. It used to be All Time Greats, and I changed it to the current name, and it's really on the advice of YouTube gurus, where they kind of teach you, you know, to niche down. And I really wanted to niche down, and so I wanted rookie cards to be the primary focus of this channel, and that's what I really did halfway through this journey. And I knew it was going to hurt my channel because it was there were, you know, a lot of the guru teachers were teaching me that it is going to hurt your channel, so you're going to have to rebound from that. And but rebound quickly I did. And so I started consuming a lot of content from YouTube gurus, and it's only because I didn't know how to do it, but I also wanted to improve. And so it was just one of them things where I poured into my craft, and I started learning from different YouTubers, the people that I like. And there's a ton of them available on YouTube, but my favorite ones, the ones that have really helped me a lot, is Think Media is perhaps #1 on my list. And they have really helped me with, in the beginning, especially with editing and lighting and microphones, and really just helping me get motivated to create content. And that's another topic for another day. But also vidIQ is another channel that I really watch a lot, and they've really helped me with the analytics of YouTube, what the what the back end kind of shows you and the numbers and how to read it and how to digest all of that information. And they also helped me with thumbnails and titles. They do a great job at that kind of thing. I actually was able to get on vidIQ. They were doing a live where they were doing channel reviews live. And I was able to get on there one time. I put my name on the list and they reviewed my channel, him, and there was like two other people. But they really dissected my channel and they gave me some pointers on what to do better. And they gave me some encouragement on things that I'm doing right. And overall, I got a really good score on my review from them. And they basically just encouraged me to stay consistent, that if you stay consistent, eventually something will pop and it'll take you to the stratosphere. So that's kind of the advice they left me with, but they've been very, very helpful. And I also listened to a gentleman by the name of Nate Black. Nate Black, he used to work for a website called Income School, where they kind of teach you how to blog and how to create YouTube videos. But he has kind of branched off on his own here recently. But he's a great guy, has taught me a ton of things. He's really nerds out on the YouTube thing, but I love because he's so passionate about what he does and he's so good at it. And he really gives a different angle from what everybody else teaches. And he really dissects and teaches a lot of do's and don'ts. And he keeps up with current like YouTube trends, like what's working and not working. And it's really, really interesting to listen to him. So one of my goals for 2024 was to sign up for vidIQ. vidIQ, they have a free version and they have a paid version where they kind of unlock some things for you. I went with the $49 package, which is like the one in the middle. And I've been working. That was one of my goals for 2024. And a couple of months ago, I went ahead and signed up for vidIQ. And they're really teaching me some things. I thought I wasn't gonna, I didn't know what to expect coming into it. And I'm really pleased with what I'm learning from vidIQ. And this isn't some subscriber thing either. We're not buying subscribers. No, this is actually, we're going to teach you how to do the work. And that is what they teach. And it's not, you know what they're teaching me? They're teaching me that I got a lot to learn. I say that jokingly kind of, but it's one of them things where it's creating the right content at precisely the right time. So they kind of factor in, there's trends within everybody's industry. It's one of them things where if you time things right and put things and release things out at the proper time, your videos are going to take off. And it's one of them things that I found pretty interesting. A good example of that, if you pay attention to Scotty B. Card, Scotty has a phenomenal channel. And I look at his stuff and he has a way of releasing videos that are trending topics, that are at everybody's forefront. And so he'll create a content and a thumbnail that will intrigue you with a powerful title on a hot topic. And that's how come when you look at his videos, they're in the thousands. And I always was thinking, man, how does this guy do it? But shout out to Scotty B. Cards in the content that he puts out. His channel is an absolutely 100% success. And he's a channel that I try to emulate, to be perfectly honest with you. But it's because I'm starting to notice that he's doing all the right things. And one of the major things is what vidIQ is teaching me. Creating content, creating the right content at precisely the right time is vital. And so when you look at our space, some might get discouraged with their numbers. I know at times I do. I'm sitting here, I joined vidIQ, so I'm doing a lot of reflecting on my channel. I'm kind of nitpicking my own channel and kind of how things are going, and I'm learning things and I'm filtering things through my own website and my own channel and looking at things. But when you really think about it, Our niche of sports cards is really tiny in the grand scheme of things. If we look at it from a 30,000-foot view, you look at Jab's family. Jab's family has 154,000 subscribers. Last time I checked 2 years ago, he was close to that number back then. And he's still in that, his growth has really slowed. Uh, Pac-Man has 281,000. And the top dog in our space is Sports Card Investor, and they have 311,000 subscribers. But to be honest with you, those are very tiny numbers, even for Sports Card Investor. It's very small when you compare it to do-it-yourself home repair, when you compare it to automotive repair, or some kind of cooking channel, or some kind of camping vlogging type channels. Their subscriber counts are in the millions, in the tens of millions, and their views are in the hundreds of thousands. And when you look at all the other genres or categories on YouTube, man, sports cards and sports card collecting falls way at the bottom of actual substance on YouTube. Like many of us, my biggest challenge is time. I am not a full-time content creator. I'm barely a part-time content creator. And I've tried to make videos about my PC or current pickups or industry news, but I gain no traction on that kind of stuff. The only thing that gains traction on my channel is when I make videos identifying the true rookie cards of a certain player. My problem that I have with these videos is that they take an awful long time to produce, and the editing on them is extremely intense. But from what the numbers are showing, they are worth making. So I am going to commit to making that type of video more frequently. So the way I plan to manage this is by making a pillar video, like one about rookie cards of a certain player, identifying and that sort of thing. And then I'm going to go with the following week, I'm going to make a softer topic. It's one of them things. For those types of videos, I need about 2 weeks time. I can't just pump them out, especially when I'm doing an ultra modern player. When you look at their rookie cards and you have to go through 3,000 cards or so to look at and identify, it's a lot of work. But I am going to commit to making more of that type of video. Then there's videos like the one I did last week, and the one I did last week was about Sammy Sosa, and I kind of explained why I like to collect Sammy Sosa, and I showed a big lot of my most recent pickups and that sort of thing. But to be perfectly honest with you, those types of videos are a complete flop. I made that video, and it took me over 8 hours to produce that video. When you talk about recording, editing, and all this sort of thing, I even tried to incorporate, B-roll and music and letters and sounds and all. I did all the bells and whistles. I gave that video all the bells and whistles. I tried to make it funny, entertaining, informative, educational. And I got 160 views. So those are the kind of things that, and I'm talking all this stuff, I'm basically talking to other YouTube content creators right now, right? But it's one of them things too. If you don't produce hobby content, I want you to know, and this conversation you can learn from too. You can kind of know what YouTubers go through behind the scenes and some of the challenges that we may have. So I'm hoping that this video would speak to those who don't create content, but especially to those who do create content. And what I want to do is just share with you and be a little bit transparent with you with what I'm learning, right? But ouch, 160 views. And but again, it's that timing thing, right? Timing has to be part of the equation, and it has to be the right topic released at the right time. And apparently it's not Sammy Sosa. At least that's what the analytics are showing me on the back end, right? So my video might have been great. It might have been inspired, something I really wanted to do, but you know what? Not everybody felt the same. And it's something that I had over 4,400 impressions on that video. That means 4,400 people looked at the thumbnail and they read the title, but only 160 people clicked on it. So it's one of them things. Those are the types of things that I need to do better on, that I want to do better on. So with all that being said, what I'm trying to say here is this. I keep my ear to the rail quite a bit on current YouTube trends. And there's something very concerning that I'm starting to hear from multiple YouTube gurus, and that is the influencer bubble is popping. There's just certain things that are happening within the YouTube economy that I thought only was affecting that only happens in sports cards, right? But no, apparently it's widespread. It's happening in all genres of YouTube. So I found that really, really interesting. I just wanted to talk about it very quickly on this video. But what's happening is brands are cutting back on influencer marketing. And it's because they realize that it's no longer yielding a good ROI, right? And so YouTube audiences are tired of being sold things. What's happening is that brands are cutting back on influencer marketing because they realize it's no longer yielding a good ROI. YouTube audience are just tired of being sold things. And because of this, the influencers are not converting like they used to. And because they're not converting, there's more pressure being applied to them. And it's some of the influencers say that certain brands and certain companies, they're too strict and demands are just getting too high. And it's really affecting the entire economy of YouTube per se. And here are some of the reasons why they say that it's changing. And I found that some of it can apply to the sports card genre on YouTube. So let's look at these very quickly. They're basically saying that this could be happening because influencers are becoming less relatable. When we have an influencer that all they do is market and they try to sell you things, they come off a lot less relatable. And so that is really leading into a lot of influencer fatigue per se. And it could also be because of the state of the world right now, right? It just things that are, wars and rumors of war and elections and crime rates and all these sort of things. People are having difficulties processing their emotions. And that could be because we're just watching way too much YouTube. Okay. There's too much consumption of YouTube. And I had to did some reflection on my own life. I had to be perfectly honest with you. I don't even need cable or some streaming service or that sort of thing. Everything that I do or watch or everything that I consume is through YouTube. I get my sports card hobby content, which I am on top of every day, but I'm getting my news through YouTube. I'm watching sports through YouTube. I'm going to YouTube when I need to learn how to fix a dryer, that sort of thing, right? So I am constantly consuming too much YouTube, in my opinion. But they also say that it could be hurting because some people are like anti-influencers, right? There's this thing that people are getting sick and tired of YouTube influencers that are constantly trying to sell them stuff. Again, it equates to the influencer not getting conversions because people do not like that sort of thing. It even's getting to the point, reports have been made that they are so anti-influencer that what they do, they might do a product review or something or try to sell you a certain website that they like. And they'll leave the link and they don't want to click on that link, but because they don't want that influencer to make a commission. So what most people will do is they could like what you're advertising. What they'll do is they'll go in like an incognito mode online and they'll make that purchase or sign up for whatever it is through incognito mode because they don't want to click on the link to give you the commission. It's kind of petty, but that's how fed up some people are with influencers trying to sell. And that's just kind of the state of the YouTube economy at the moment. Do me a favor. Hey, listen, if you're getting value, if you find this video entertaining or you find value in it in any kind of capacity, do me a favor, consider subscribing. Check out my library. I got a broad library on topics about rookie cards that I'm sure you'll enjoy. Give me a chance. If it's something you like, click that thumbs up at the very least. Thank you for considering. So what does this all mean when it comes to sports card influencers on YouTube? And I don't want to come off like I'm some YouTube guru, because I am absolutely not. I am this podunk little channel with 2,000 subscribers that don't amount to a hill of beans, right? But here's the thing. And I don't want to come off like a YouTube guru. That's not what I'm doing here. What I am doing here is I'm inspired with what I'm learning through vidIQ. And all I want to do is I want to share with you my excitement. I want to share with you, hey, I'm learning this stuff and I find it really interesting, and I'm reflecting on what I'm learning. And because of that, I want to share it with my audience. And here's some really interesting things. This is what I made up. I'm talking about, this is what they're teaching, and I feel that it can apply to the sports card genre. And here I want to share with you caution signs. Okay. Caution signs that perhaps your YouTube channel might be trending in the wrong way. Number one, it's just an oversaturated with content. What happens is when there's an oversaturation of content, there's a tendency to get sloppy. There's a tendency like a low barrier of entry, instead of looking to improve or that sort of thing. We just kind of like do whatever. There's little time spent on research. And this can kind of happen, when we're committing to perhaps a video every single day. You might be able to keep that up for a season or two, but eventually things start getting sloppy. Also, another caution sign is that we're just following trends, and it's an avenue of copycat content. And these are now, again, here's what we're doing. YouTube gurus are teaching, these are caution signs. These are people who have been doing YouTube for decades. These are people who have subscribers in the millions and viewership in the hundreds of thousands. And they are basically teaching us and saying, hey, be cautious of this kind of thing, because what we've experienced is that this backfires eventually. So yeah, following trends. And how often does that happen on YouTube? It seems like you get big breaking news about the hobby, and it seems like video after video after video is talking about fanatics purchasing so-and-so. And it's like, wow, I used to do it. I stopped doing it. I just cannot compete with that level of content. I cannot spend the time, because a lot of them things, you got to act quick. You got to be like first to market with those kind of videos. I don't have the patience or the time to do that. So I've kind of leaned away from hobby and breaking hobby news, right? But also another caution sign they say is if you have no sense of purpose for your channel, or you've lost your purpose for your channel, and you're just kind of like feeling burned out, and you're kind of like just bouncing around all over the place, and your content really has no rhyme or reason. You have no set process or procedure, right? So we have to be cautious of that. Also, losing connection with our core audience. And that was a big one for me. I thought that was really, really good. And they're basically saying, do we even know who our core listeners are? And do we um, communicate with them regularly through the comment section or answering their questions on DMs or that kind of thing. Staying connected when someone reaches out to you. Are you responding quickly and that kind of thing, or are you just ignoring them? So another red flag is being disingenuous with your marketing. And I feel like when that is happening, your audience can tell when you're disingenuous about your marketing. Your audience feels it, sees it, senses it, and it's one of them things where um, this is how come I don't pursue any of that. Not that I would get it anyways, but I don't want the pressure of somebody telling me what I can't say or what I can say. I don't want somebody getting a hold of me telling me that they need me to market this or that for them as soon as possible. And so there's a lot of things that go into these partnerships with other companies and other brands, and I don't feel like I want to do that. I really don't. And when it's done too much, there's to me it comes off disingenuous, and it really turns off your audience. And that's what the YouTube gurus are teaching us, really. And it boils down to my next point here, which is watered down content, right? They warn us of watered down content where they say people showing off things that they have, and how many times, how does that relate into the sports card space, right? There seems to be a lot of flexing of big money cards and that sort of thing. And I spent $50,000 at a card show, and all of these like really scammy type videos that come off more as a flex. It's watered down content that really adds little to no value. We're just really showing off. That's what we're doing. And they warn repeatedly over and over again, be cautious of coming across like a show off. But also another thing that could be hurting, another caution sign is be mindful of influencer fatigue, and do whatever it is that we need to do to kind of take a break when needed. Right. Very quickly, I want to go to. I'm almost done here. I'm gonna give us what they recommend to focus on. Focusing in on these types of things if we want to have a successful YouTube channel. They say stop chasing views. Chasing views cannot be the priority in our YouTube channel. Serving your audience. Again, that falls into making yourself available to your audience. Adding value. Does my video teach anything? Does it add value to my audience's life? Focus on insights. Focus on your why. Focus on stories. People like that kind of thing, right? Focus on community, right? Who are our core followers? Do we know them? And lastly, focus on your craft. Focus on getting better. And again, guys, I'm not a guru teacher. All I'm sharing with you is something that I find very intriguing, something that I feel applies to the YouTube sports card economy. And I just want to kind of share what I'm learning. It's inspiring to me. I hope it inspires you. Overall, what the word is that it's also, high quality content is going to make a comeback, where YouTube is going to perhaps start showing videos to other people that are of more higher quality, and the low quality stuff is probably not going to be shown to as many people. That is a speculation that they feel is going to start happening. Hey, well, I think that's going to do it for this video. I appreciate everyone tuning in. Please consider subscribing, and at the very least, hitting that like button. And I'm going to leave you with this. On the video to your left is going to be my favorite video of 2024. And on the video to your right I'm going to leave you my all-time favorite video in my library. I'll leave you those links so you can check those out. Until next time, remember, my friends, not all rookie cards are created equal.
The true Jordan rookie from 1985.
Bullshit.
Buenos nachos, muchachos.